And welcome to this very special ground report from the line of control in Uri. That is Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, less than a kilometer behind me near the Indian Army's last post. We have permission to report from here, and we are reporting after the first day and night that has gone without any hostilities since tensions began between India and Pakistan 18 days ago. Over the next half hour, we're going to bring you the highlights of the Second Armed Forces briefing, talks between the two countries, and how much bigger India's military operation against Pakistani targets really is than we ever imagined. It is not without reason that the Indian Navy is called the Silent Service. For 18 days now since hostilities began, very little information has emerged of what the Indian Navy has been up to. At yesterday's briefing, we got the first official word of how the Indian Navy had caged in the entire Pakistan Navy to harbour or close to port, and that Karachi had been on target. Now we know even more from today's briefing. The INS Vikrant Carrier Battle Group, an indigenously built aircraft carrier and its constituent elements, including submarines, aircraft and warships, had confined the Pakistan Air Force and Pakistan military aircraft to the Makran coast of Balochistan, basically meaning that the Pakistan military was unable to perform or conduct any overseas operations because of the presence of the Indian Navy's INS Vikrant, its aircraft, its MiG-29Ks, and all the other elements that were part of it. Another example of how the Silent Service was keeping Pakistan pinned down. A very significant part of today's press briefing by the armed forces was devoted to India's integrated air defense system, considering that the country came under attack by swarm after swarm of hundreds of drones, loitering munitions, possibly even missiles from Pakistan. It's not surprising that the spotlight was put on India's air defense weapons and systems. Very interestingly, after first saying they did not want to talk about specifics of weaponry and otherwise, well, today they went ahead and named some of those weapon systems. And the good news is many of them are indigenous, meaning homegrown, designed and made here in India, which is a huge statement for Atmanirbharta as far as defense and weapons are concerned. The officers particularly mentioned the Akash surface-to-air missile and the Defense Research and Development Organization built anti-drone comprehensive integrated system, which they say did much of the heavy lifting in defeating swarm after swarm of Pakistani drone. There were many sophisticated systems as well, but they, we understand, performed more of a role of deterrence, keeping manned aircraft well within Pakistani airspace and not daring to enter Indian airspace.